Hey man, this is Matthew from Sky Lifestyles, where we help guys feel good, live free, and fuck like rock stars. Hope you enjoyed the recording, and feel free to comment below.
Alright, so let's talk about, I was 16 years old. I was hanging out. I was actually up at my buddy's place. He lived in a trailer right up the road. We were in upstate New York. And I was 16, so I couldn't really get into the bars. I couldn't go out and do much, so I was always hanging out at friends' houses. So I went up to my buddy's house, and my girlfriend at the time came over. And she came over with a friend of hers. And we were all just hanging out, and it was just me, my buddy, a couple other people, and my girlfriend and her friend. Nothing abnormal. Just a typical night. Hanging out, had a couple drinks, probably had 2 drinks. Laughing, having a good time. Well, the next thing you know, my girlfriend's friend, and it just happened to be her best friend, started looking at me as if she wanted to fuck me. And I was like, oh shit, here we go. This should be interesting. How's this one going to pan out? You know, I'm at my buddy's house with my girlfriend and her friend, her best friend. These girls were inseparable. Is checking me out and eye fucking the hell out of me. And it was clearly evident that we were going to be together. It was just a matter of when. It was just like, oh, Jesus. Here we go again. Because, you know, crazy things were always happening in my life, even up to that point when I was 16. So, next thing you know, we're hanging out, having a good time, whatever. I go and sit down on the couch. And her friend, my girlfriend's friend, comes up and sits right next to me. Really close to me. Close enough to where pretty much you couldn't slide a piece of paper between me and her. Well, at this point, my girlfriend kind of saw what was going on. And she saw that her best friend was hitting on me and coming on to me. So she wanted to intervene and interject this and stop it from happening. So she comes up, and I'm not doing anything. I'm just chilled out, laying at the couch, leaning back on the couch, very relaxed, calm, comfortable, watching TV. Well, my girlfriend comes up, and she looks at her friend, and she says, "Move over." And her friend says, "No." Looks right into my girl's eyes and says, "No, I was here. I'm not moving." So then my girl started getting pissed off because her friend was sitting next to me, and she looked at me, and she's like, "Make her move." I was like, "I'm not making her move." I was like, "She sat here." I was like, "If you want to get closer to me, sit on my lap." Well, she got pissed off. And she started getting pissed and swearing. She ends up outside on the patio, and she's out there venting, pissed off, talking to my buddy that actually owned the place. Well, where they were on the patio was directly behind the sofa, and there was a big picture window between the sofa where I was sitting next to her friend and the patio where she was and my buddy was talking to her. Well, just as I figured, her friend, as soon as my girl walked outside, her friend put her hand on my leg. Within a few seconds, it was on my balls. A few minutes later, she literally turned around and jumped on me and straddled me and we started making out. It started getting fucking hot. It was insane hot. All I knew at this point was I wanted to hook up with this girl. I was like, I wasn't thinking about anything else. I wasn't thinking about my girlfriend. All I had in my mind at that point was fucking hooking up with this girl. I wasn't doubting whether or not it was going to be. It just was. It was extremely easy. I didn't do a thing. I was just being myself. I was just laid back, chilling, hanging out. And here's this girl, my girlfriend's best friend, jumping on me. Well, I knew I couldn't stay there because it wouldn't be long and my girlfriend would turn around and see that I was making out with her friend. So I picked up the girl that was on my lap and took her into one of the bedrooms. But I didn't want to end up in I didn't want to stay in the bedroom and then have her plowing in the bedroom. So what I did was I went and put her in the bedroom. I said, "Hey, sweetie," I was like, "I'll be right back. We'll have some fun." So I went back out in the living room and I started talking to my girl. And she's raging. She's getting pissed off. I was like, "Come here." So I grabbed her and I took her back into another bedroom down the hallway. And so now I'm sitting there with my girlfriend, talking to her, telling her to chill out, calm down, blah, blah, blah. And then all of a sudden I hear the other girl calling my name. Cory, Cory. I'm like, I was like, "Sweetie, let me go talk to her real quick. I'll be right back." So I go out, I shut the door, and my buddy's out in the hallway. I was like, "Dude," I was like, here's the thing. Go in, keep my girl occupied, do whatever you got to do. Just keep her occupied. I want to go and, I want to go and have her friend. So I go in to her best friend's room. And we're kind of talking, we're making out, things are starting to get hot. Well, all of a sudden I hear my girl, "Cory, Cory, come here." I'm like, "Oh shit, hang on." Now, let's just cut this short. This went on probably 4 or 5 times, guys, where I was in with my girlfriend, the other girl's calling me, I was in with the other girl's calling me. It was ridiculous. It was almost like something off of a soap opera. It was fucking ridiculous. Anyways, so the one time I walked in to the room with my girlfriend's friend, she just happened to be sitting there on the bed with her pants off, and I just looked at her and I was like, "What do you want?" And she's like, "You know what I want." So, I got on top of her. We did our thing. As I'm having sex with her, my girl is calling me in the other room. So I finished up with her, made it real quick. Had some fun. Go out into the living room, light up a cigarette, and I'm smoking a cigarette, and there's another girl that pretty much saw the entire thing. She saw and heard the entire thing, and she was in the living room. She's shaking her head. And I was like, she's like, "You're a pig." And I was like, "What the fuck did I do? I didn't do anything." And she's like, "I know. I saw the whole thing, but still, you're a pig." I'm like, "Okay." And then even that girl still smiled at me as if she wanted to fuck me. So then I ended up going back into the room with my girlfriend. Now the girls are still in separate rooms. I went back in after my cigarette, and I went back in the bedroom with my girlfriend, and she starts coming on to me, and she starts going down my pants, and she's feeling my cock, and everything's getting hot. But I'm like, "Babe," I was like, "I can't." She's like, "Why?" I was like, I'm just tired." She's like, "So basically, you can go over there in the other room and fuck my best friend, but you can't fuck me?" I'm like, ooh. Now there's a story. Does it make sense? Not really. Okay, yeah, we were young, we were kids. Cool. But it happened. How many 16-year-olds does that happen to? Actually, what happened from there is I ended up seeing my girlfriend. I ended up breaking up. Me and my girlfriend broke up, and I ended up seeing her best friend, and then they were never best friends ever. Since then. But that was it. It was drama. It was crazy. It was spontaneous. But the one thing that if you look at the story, if you look at everything that happened on my side, was there was no doubt. I wasn't questioning it. I didn't care. I was living 100% for the moment. Now, was it wrong? Well, I don't know. It depends on who's talking. It depends on your morals. It depends on you. An opportunity arises like that, what's wrong and what's right, does it really fucking matter? That just depends on you. But most people would say, oh, that's so fucked up, I can't believe you would do that to your girlfriend, blah, 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 blah. But you know what? Most people don't have abundance like I do. Most people don't have that kind of fucking choice. So don't give me shit on what's wrong or right based on your little tiny current perception of reality where you don't have complete choice. Because I guarantee if you had the choice that I had, you'd be all for it and you wouldn't fucking think there was anything wrong with it. Fuck it. Fuck it. But most people don't have that choice. They don't have that abundance. So of course they're going to sit there and say, oh, you're an asshole. That was wrong. Why would you do that? So come from a place of abundance and not lack of. Doesn't matter what you currently have. Now, if you think for 1 second that that situation had happened to me and I had experienced that in the past, you're fucking nuts. I didn't. I had no idea that that was even possible. It was just totally fucking random. I hooked up with this girl. I was dating this girl. I ended up hooking up with her best friend. They were both calling my name. It was crazy as hell. I ended up fucking her best friend. She actually wanted to. It was just fucking. It doesn't make sense. But I didn't doubt it. I didn't question anything. I went with it. I was 100% in the moment. I did not doubt anything that happened in that situation. Throughout the entire thing, it just happened. I can't explain it. It just happened. You've got to let yourself go and be free to experience new things.
Hope you enjoyed listening to that recording. If you want to learn more about what Cory's got going on right now, be sure to click the link below. We're opening up spots to the Sky Platinum Library, which contains the solution to every single one of your struggles with women, and it's going to help you take this stuff to the moon. Click the link below now to check it out.